I would like to give a little overview what we have done in the last couple of years and how our relationship came to science and both basic to clinical science in the last decades. And if I start with the basic science issue, actually I remember 99 when I went first to Newcastle upon time from Szeged. Actually I have a medical degree, I had PhD, and I felt that I know from science almost everything, and I am a fantastic scientist, and so on. And I moved to Bury Argent, slept to Newcastle upon Tyne, and at that time the Newcastle Physiological Department was really the best in the UK. They were in the scoring system better than Oxford or Cambridge in the physiology part. And when I arrived there, actually, and went to the department, on the first day I could understand only two words, yes and no. So, and after I really realized that my knowledge, what I believe that it's really excellent, I had to say myself that my knowledge is about, in science, what they know about discovery science is almost zero. So I went back to the hotel, looked into the mirror, and told myself that no, I have two choices, stay here and have aims, or go back to Hungary with the first flight. So maybe one of the decision makers was that the flight tickets was really very high. It wasn't cheap, and I had no money, so I hadn't got any chance just to try to make aims. And I think one of the biggest problems nowadays is that we don't want to have big aims. And I said to have a really program to get a really good basic science team in Szeged, it's not a short period to develop it, but if we don't put the aims to the highest point, we never can reach it. So first, I was there as a postdoc in Newcastle and learned the basic techniques. And after that, when I came home with the Wellcome Trust Fellowship, we started investments, applications. Other colleagues went also to the UK, and we started exchanging systems. So from our lab, plenty of doctors, Zoltán Rakoncai, Victoria Venglovec, József Malét, and many others already went abroad. Until now, 28 young fellows could go to the UK or US to learn techniques and bring back. And after, it's still the developing period because we needed young scientists. I am really very happy for the next 2 days program because the Victoria Venglovec, who was the first PhD student 10 years ago in the lab, now she is chairing an NIH-sponsored meeting, and it's really give us a very good feeling that what we have started, it works. But so 10 years hard work, and after that, it's bursting out. And in the last 6 years, actually, we had many students graduated. We had academic degrees. We had many papers in leading GI journals, and we could get the highest grant in Hungary from the Hungarian Academy of Sciences, which is around €1 million for 5 years for pancreatic research. So we worked 10 years to get something out of it. But we asked the questions, and we organized, of course, also many meetings in that. Some of you have already been to Szeged. We started at the EPC meeting in 2009, and now in the last 5 years we were really active. And after we asked the questions to us in 2011, whether why not to do the same in clinical science, what not to have an international recognition, why not helping to the patients. And when we looked into the mirror again, we could see almost the same picture we saw in 99, that we had no available EBM guidelines in Hungarian for pancreatic patients. Actually, we had no multi-center prospective trials in Hungary. We had no organization to work for it. And we had no common voice, because if somebody gave a presentation from acute pancreatitis, 2 weeks later somebody else gave a presentation, and sometimes they were not on the same voice. So, and we had no international visibility at all. So we said the level is also zero where we start. And I'm telling you because we have many people now here from Central and Eastern Europe where also not existed these kind of issues. So it's not a miracle to do that. It's everyone can do that, but you need to put the aims to the highest point. So we started again a 15 years program. And first we looked at the evidence-based medicine. about in the 5 category: acute pancreatitis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatic cancer, pediatric pancreatitis, autoimmune pancreatitis, how the EBM guidelines cited the articles, and we found around 700 articles which were cited in EBM guidelines. Most of the research were done in the US, which are in these guidelines, and around 37% of the efforts were from Europe. However, when I look in Europe, mostly Germany, France, UK, and Italy and Holland are the most active ones. So if I look at that part where 150 million people living, I have a feeling that we should do something, we should start something, and we could elevate about the research activity of this region of Europe. And if I looked at Hungary in the past, only just a couple of articles are cited in these EBM guidelines. So we said, okay, let's start doing something, and we developed the system. We established the Hungarian Pancreatic Study Group and started developing our network. Now we started the talent mentor programs. We have many really good young doctors, PhD students who would like to learn, and we would like to organize prospective randomized clinical trials and to get international recognitions, and we really would like to be a translational top pancreatic center in worldwide, having articles in the best journals. If other countries can do that, we also have 2 ears, 2 eyes. We are also, we believe, that able to do that. So I think we are now here in somewhere, and we still believe that the journey is long, but we need to work for it hard. So what's happened when we established the Hungarian Pancreatic Study Group? First, I mentioned that we really need money to develop the networks, and we are really happy that now it's changed, and all the companies join in to help us. The other issue is we started involving centers. We started in Szeged. There were only 1 center. If you look at the development of the centers in Hungary who are able to provide accurate data for the studies, now we have 31 centers. If you look at the number of patients now in the registry, it's also exponentially developing, so we have more than 1,200 patients. And if we look at our recognition in European Pancreatic Club conferences, in the last EPC meeting there were 27 doctors, both in basic science and clinical science in conferences, and now we also attending conferences in the US. We already started retrospective genetical studies. The first publications will come out. We also join in a prospective randomized clinical trials which are started organizing in Greifswald by Markus Flair, and you will hear today other studies which we would like to offer for you to consider to join in to help us to develop new techniques about in the severity index, and I will speak about these studies later. We were able actually to make the Hungarian guidelines in Hungarian. Of course, this is the guideline not we developed. This is an international guidelines what we looked at, and we translated it into Hungarian to be available all doctors around in the countries. And now we are organizing this meeting, this joint meeting, which is clinical and basic science. What we have done in the last 2 years, now we have a web page available, and everyone can join in. Now it's daily 4,000 people clicking on the web page, which is a quite high number. Within 7 months, we have more than 250,000 people looked at the web page, all mostly from Europe. We have no available EBM guidelines in acute pancreatitis, in chronic pancreatitis, in autoimmune pancreatitis, pancreatic cancer, and also pediatric pancreatitis. We have the same slides, so if we get an invitation to go there to spread the knowledge, any of us can go and can give the same actually voice how to manage the different patients. And we actually publishing in the biggest Hungarian journal in Hungarian language the orvosi heti lap, and it will be an open access. It will be continuously on the pancreas.hu. We will have the video, PPTs, and articles, so you can download. So in every hospital, everyone can download, even the patients, the current management, and this will be published in the first month in 2015. But we were allowed to put it on the web page, and we also have all the issues actually in English. in Hungarian at the moment, but they will be also in English about how to manage these diseases. We also started organizing clinical trials. You will hear in the afternoon. István Ritz will speak about the EASY, an early achievable severity index in pancreatitis, which were actually discussed also in the APA meeting, that we need really a good system at admission to get it. Joe Dubravchik will speak about preventive pancreatic stent, how to use it in biliary pancreatitis. This will be a randomized control trial, an RCT. And also we started working in pediatric pancreatitis. Andrea Parnitsky will speak about the analysis of pediatric pancreatitis. And also Fanny Zsoldos will speak about the pain, actually in the early phase of acute pancreatitis, how we can actually recognize it. So we immediately started 4 clinical trials, and all of the clinical trials are published on the web page. You can find it in Hungarian, you can find it in English, and we hope that we can translate it with your help with the other languages, and this could be available in different languages. So what we try to do, we would like to fill this hole here and establish today the Eastern and Central European Pancreatic Study Group. Nobody is excluded, so any of the centers can join in, but we really would like to mark this part of Europe also, which is involved to helping in the pancreas. So here you can see that our aim is to have this information in different languages. For example, what we tried today's talk, also to translate it to different languages, to put it on the web page, and to make it available for all countries in this part of Europe. So the today's science, actually, it's also a strategical way how to show it. First, we would like to learn from the international guest who are actually leading the pediatric pancreatitis and genetics. After that, we put also a mirror to us what we have in the register, what is the problem with the data, what can we improve, how can we be it better, and also we're planning to change it, to change the current knowledge in the pancreas, and I think that today's meeting will be also very good. So science is fun. We really wish you to have fun to everyone. I usually tell that when you make your aims, never put down from the highest point, or maybe to go a little bit higher, because if you have alliance, you maybe can go further. But I think we are here, and we would like to climb on up to the top. And if somebody knows me, the wall can't stop anyone. You know, there could be no reasons how to stop. And what you need to cross, you need vision. We have, I think, a vision to change something in this part of Europe. What you need young talent. If you look around in the room, there are plenty of people around 30 or below 30. What you need as objectives, we do. I just mentioned that how many objectives we have. We need ethics. We would like to bring everyone involved. We don't want to use your data just to publish. Everyone will be involved in the system. We need strategy. You could see that we have 15 years long strategy. You need inspiration, and the Inspire group is here, so most probably we will have really good inspiration, and we need real partnerships. And what will these results? I think the final conclusion of this system is that we can't be any other places, but this will lead to success. So I would like to thank you very much for your attention. And I wish you all the best for this 1 or 3 days. It depends on how many days you are able to spend in Hungary. Thank you for the international guests to accept our invitation, and I would like to open today's meeting. Thank you very much for your attention.